Hey everyone, this is TB Shores. It's March 23rd, 2021. It's 9:40 p.m. We're going to pick back up where we were looking into the scripture here at Daniel chapter 3 verse 5, and we were looking at what the Lord was trying to get us to understand through the Hebrew meanings of these instruments here. So we left off with the word cornet, and I'm just vaguely going to touch back on this for a refresher. With that word meaning, or found with the end, when we went into the Hebrew word, we found where the Lord had me focused was where it said a horn as projecting, and this is what I saw. And of course, that led us to understand that the Lord is giving us understanding about the 5G towers playing a role in what the enemy's plans are. Okay, I'm going to get rid of these pictures, and then we're going to pop back over here. Okay, we're going to pick up now with the word flute. And as we look into that, we go to the Hebrew Strong's number H4953. We scroll down and we see in the definitions for a root, from a root corresponding to H8319, a musical pipe, from its whistling sound, flute. And then, of course, if we go back up here, bear with me just a minute, and we look at, we don't see anything up here giving us any other information. And so when that happens, the Lord usually has me to look up a word or to dig a little deeper. So we're going to dig a little deeper to the word that was corresponding, the Hebrew word corresponding with it. And to save time, I'm not going to read all the definition. I'm going to go straight to what the Lord drew my attention to. Of course, right here, it's in the Bible usage. It says to hiss, whistle, pipe. It says to hiss as a signal. This is where the Lord drew my attention. He's letting us know that flute represents signal. Now, when I looked, let me see if I've got anything pulled up for that. Yes. When we look at the meaning of signal, see, the Lord's trying to show us hidden within His Word. He has information showing us what the enemy's plans are and what's going on with the stick and the things to come. But if we look and we see what signal, the definition means, this is the definition the Lord, the very first one that popped up actually, and this is the one the Lord had me focus on. It says a gesture, action, or sound that is used to convey information or instructions. And when we look at what we learned over here with the 5G, and we see that it's 100 times faster than the 4G, and one of its main purposes is to use for things like artificial intelligence. Let's see. Let me go back over here where we were. So when we take in consideration the main use of the towers and what plans that the enemy has about this creating a joining into this body, actually it will, what's going to happen is it's like turning this body into a receptacle or receptor for these signals, okay, for these signals that will be used in manipulation of this body and our behavior and things of that sort. So when we understand about the use of it with artificial intelligence, this right here makes a lot more sense. Sound that is used to convey information or instructions. And it's all about manipulation, gathering information and giving instructions. Information about the person, most likely as in body functions, location, just to put it in a nutshell, those type of things. And then instruction as in manipulating what you do and how you behave. Okay, the next thing we want to go to, we were looking at flute and how it led us to understand this is about a signal that's going to be used to convey information and instruction. All right, when we look at the next, let me back up a little bit here. We look at the next instrument that's mentioned. Okay, we've got cornet, which has led us to the tower, the 5G. We've got the flute, which lets us know the signal involved that will convey information and instruction. All right, we're going to look at harp. Now, when I looked into harp, bear with me here just a minute. I'm trying to look at the computer and my notebook, so when I'm pausing, just bear with me. Okay, when we click into the Hebrew word that harp was translated from, it just simply says harp, a musical instrument. But what the Lord drew my attention to was to look up the word harp, which is right here. Now this, of course, was used in the scripture as harp as a musical instrument. But what the Lord wanted us to pull out of this is it's about the meaning of harp as in like it says right here, to repeat or especially complain about something many times in an annoying way. But what he had me focused on was just simply that it means to repeat in an annoying way. And when we look at the word annoying, we understand that it's about creating an irritation, an anger type feeling or emotion. So as we try to understand what's being said with this, let me get that out of the way so I don't keep popping on it. Being said with this word harp, we can see that it's about something repeating that's just irritating, okay? As I looked a little deeper, well, wait a minute. I was looking at my notebook when I said that. The thing the Lord drew me to, because there was no other words that corresponded with it to look at, he drew me to this right here where it says variant spelling. And when we look at that, I don't remember if I pulled it up. Oh, yes, I did. Bear with me just a minute here. When we look at the word variant, it's talking about tending to change or alter. Variant means tending to change or alter. And then, I'm not sure if I pulled that over. Let me see here. Bear with me. I'm sorry. I thought I had, there we go. And we look at what the Lord wanted us to take note of here was change or alter and a manner in which that happens, okay? A way by making that happen. And so I was led to look up spell, not spelling, but just spell. And that's what we get here. And this is what it means. A spell is a series of words that has magical powers. If you're under a spell, then what you do is out of your own control. That's what the Lord's trying to get us to understand here. It's about making changes and alterations within us to where we don't have any control. We are being controlled by this manipulation, by this, what's being set up in this temple, in this body, and how it's being manipulated to change who we are and what we do. That we don't have any control over ourselves anymore. Okay? Let me see where we're going from here. So that was what he wanted me to pull out of this. Now keep in mind, this is the Lord showing us things to try to get us to understand what the enemy's plan is. He's taught me for years about looking into the deeper things hidden within everything around us, and that's what this is about. If y'all been with me very long, you know he had me do a thing early on years ago where I just simply took the hurricane names and looked into them, the meanings of them, and he had me pull out everything I could find on each hurricane name that applied to him, showing that we can find him in everything around us. And by bringing that up, I'm just reiterating how God has us to dig into things and look at the deeper meanings, because he's showing us something with that. Okay, so we've looked at flute as the signal. We've looked at harp as in this controlling, this change taking place within, and it being about controlling. Okay. All right. As we look at the next word. Okay, the next two words pretty much mean the same thing. So I'm only going to click on one of them, but I will talk about both. When we click into the Hebrew for the instrument saxbut, we come down here and we see, now I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to point out the things that the Lord drew me to save time, okay? So he drew me to this down here where it says a triangular musical instrument with 4 strings. Then he had me to click into this corresponding root, which is H5440. And what we see there is it means, definition, to entwine, fold together, or wrap. To entwine, fold together, or wrap. Okay, what the Lord is showing here through this triangular shape, bear with me here a minute, it's about an entwining, an interweaving, to be woven together. Okay? And what that's getting at, you know, back in Psalm 55, I'm trying to see where that's at. I believe it's where we looked into Psalm 55:10 on the wall, and here it says to join. Well, hopefully it'll pop us in there so we can take. Yes, bear with me. Computer's running slow. It says meaning to join. Okay, so that is about, as we look deeper into that, and I'm not going to do that right now, but it's talking about joining something within this body, an interlacing of something within this body. And we know from what the Lord has shown us, it's about the pea gland and the building blocks. It's about interlacing with that, because that is how the control will take place. I'm going to pick up on this when I come back. I need to shut this off, and I'll be back shortly. Bye-bye. Love you.